Dr. Bones, Dr. Bones, Dr. Bones.
What's happening, guys? This is Dr. Bones Live, and today I got special guests joining me in the Bone Studio. Welcome, Common Cycles.
Hey, what's up, man? It's good to be here.
What's up, mate?
Hey.
Hey, girl.
Hey, girl.
All right.
What's up, Dad? What's up, Mom?
Yeah,
That's what Rob does when he goes on stage. Like, the first thing he'll say before a note's even played, just go, hey, girl!
Shout out to all the hot dads.
This one's for all the ladies. Yeah, it's like, so, you guys are a local London band, and I've been playing your newest track, which is going to be on a mixtape. And just forget to that, I first saw you guys back in September at a place called EVAC.
Thanks a lot for showing up to that, actually.
Opening up for a band that I've seen a few times called The Convoys, and
Yep.
I was amazed. It was so much fun. I just kind of bummed I didn't get to join you guys at the Ale House afterwards because I had to book and go to work the next morning. Unfortunately, really early. But
It was
Dang.
a lot of fun. Rob and I were there for at least an hour before anybody else showed up, and we were like, Convoys were buying whiskey shots for all of us. Like, we were.
I was pretty
fucking
bunged up. Like,
Yeah,
hard.
we
I
were
was pretty
drunk.
bunged up. I mean, not like the poop bunged up, but like the, referral sense bunged up. I was like, ooh, damn.
For a little room,
Damn.
that place sounded great. For that
Yeah,
little room.
it did sound good.
well,
The second time was even better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
their other room's really good.
Yeah.
so you know what? I've been to that place. That was probably the third time I've been there, and it does have good acoustics. And like, even the live stuff turned out pretty decently. And the thing that got me the most, first off, is because I hadn't seen like a local punk band in London, like in my local area, because it's been a while. Because either it's like rock, pop, or kind of like the in between, either heavy metal or way overkill death metal.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
or there we have way
Those are the primary scenes for sure.
well, that's right. We have an overkill of cover bands as well. And it's kind of like, you know what? I don't mind covers, but I'm sick of it. I want a good local scene, so it's
Yeah.
nice to find a punk band because I am an avid music lover and I have a variety. I mean, I do have my own limits, just like anybody else.
Yeah.
I may respect the artist, may respect the musician,
Yeah.
but not necessarily like the music. Because I tell you,
Good guy, bad band, GGBB.
yeah,
Yeah.
Such a standard term in being a musician. Like, oh yeah, his band, good guy, bad band. Good guy.
yeah.
Good guy, bad band, man.
GGBB.
I've been there, done that.
It's a
man.
symptom,
Yeah.
So, you guys have been together, for a while, but I know there's been, like, a couple of line changes or kind of reformations, at least according to your Facebook.
Yeah.
So,
This question is best suited for the haunch.
Well, it kind of like the group kind of started with me and my best friend. We started together. That's why you'll see on Facebook it says it's Conception 1999 because that's
Okay.
when we first met. We
Right.
met when we were 9 years old. We didn't start writing music until we were 13, 14, but then it started to come to fruition around 15, 16. I wrote a song that we have coming out on one of our next albums called One in a Million. I wrote that song like around that time, and it's evolved from there like so hard. But we were together for a while and ended up finding a drummer, and that was kind of like the main, we were the Three Musketeers for a while. That was
Right.
us, shit went down. They wanted to be more of a band where it was jam, and that was kind of that was the way they wanted to write music.
right.
And for me, like, I was writing music. You know what I mean? And I was like, well, I'm the only one writing songs. So I'm like, well, we want to do something different. So we took a hiatus. But a year goes by, I start writing pretty much all this music that you're hearing. And we end up getting back together after that hiatus. And they're going to help me play the music that I've written over the course of this year.
Right.
But we end up readopting the name Common Cycles, so that's how that comes to be. And then about half a year later, some shit goes down, and my drummer decides that he'd rather have like a pretty steady life with his girlfriend, which,
Right.
hands down, go for it, buddy. Do what you want to do, right? And Mike, my best friend who I started it with, he said that his heart wasn't in it, and he wanted to do art more, like visual art and stuff
Right.
like that. And he felt that I also deserved a better guitarist. Which, thank you. Thank you for doing that. And then it took about another year. And I met Luke. It was really funny how I met Luke.
This
because-
story's great.
Yeah.
On Craigslist, actually.
Selling himself on Craigslist.
He was offering services.
Was
and
it
I was,
what- okay,
I
was
was
it- was it the-
requesting services.
Was it
and
the
that's
dick?
how we
Was it
met.
the dick pic?
It was very-
Was it the dick pic?
It
Was
was
it the
a,
dick?
a
Answer
variety
me.
of pictures. There's many pictures, and I like the pictures.
Yo,
and
full
frankly, I like,
Center image
went
of
for
my
it.
bunghole. Like, I went all out
Just
when I
100%
messaged him.
like above the bathroom
And then-
spread.
That's
And then at the bottom of my email, when I was like, "Yeah, I'd like a massage. Also, would you like to play drums in my band?"
Oh my god.
Rock and roll band. Looking rock the
It was
toilet.
actually very romantic. It was more romantic than he's making it sound, but essentially, yes. The elements are there in the story.
So what did actually happen?
Well, I get back to my apartment after holding I used to hold this show called Local Fuzz Friday because,
Okay.
like you said, like the scene seemed like it was dying, and like
Yeah,
there
a
was
little
no
stagnant,
stoner
right?
there was no stoner rock scene, which is like
Right.
the scene that we're part of the most, I think. And so I decided to start holding the show. I'm coming home from a Halloween show, and I end up in my apartment, and all of the power is out. And I don't have a fucking key to my apartment. I just buzz myself in through my cell phone.
Yeah.
So the fact that the power is out screws me. And I just
Oh,
see Luke out in his robe with a 40 in his hand, looking up like at the building. And I'm like, did the power go? He's like, yeah.
Confused.
And I'm like, are you out here checking to see if it was just you or if it was everybody else? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, this is my first reaction too. Like, did I pay my bill? Like, man, can I afford it this time? I don't know.
So that's how they met. Yeah.
Yeah, and I brought him upstairs, drank some beer. He saw my guitar, and he's like, "Who plays guitar?" It's me. I play music. Oh, I used to be in this band called Chasing Mercury, and I'd actually just auditioned for
That was
this
pretty
band
interesting.
about a
No
month
way.
before that because their new drummer, I was friends with him,
Right.
And so he tells me the song that I auditioned to, he actually played drums on. And then click, I start to think about it like, I need to get this guy in my fucking band. Like, this guy's so good. I really need to do whatever
awesome.
I can. So I start intimidating him by every fucking aspect of all commitment that I need. Like, this is my life. This is my dream. You want to do this with me? You got to do this. But please, be my fucking band. Please. I'm so lonely. Like, a couple months ends up going by again. And I'm playing a show at Blackshire. And this band decides to leave with my pay. Like the manager, the door guy, the band that booked me on this tour that I was touring with them on my hometown show decided to take my
I
pay
remember
and
this.
leave town with it.
Wow.
And Rob gets introduced to me through this girl we know mutually and knew mutually. And I'm bitching, right? I'm just like, man, fucking guy took my shit away without paying me. Like, I'm so pissed. And Rob just goes, man, I'll give you change for pizza, man. He gives me some change. I like this guy. And then a couple months went by, and I asked him, I said, we need a bass player. Like, I found a drummer, I think, Luke and I jammed for the first time. It's amazing. He already knows all of the songs on We Fucked Up, like, just knows them, We go to Retro that night, sprains his fucking ankle.
Nice.
Yeah, it was.
Fuck, man.
2 months after the first
You
jam.
probably woke up
we had
being
to
as
wait.
confused as you always are. How did I sprain my ankle?
He remembered every
work.
moment of it.
I was off work for a full fucking month on short-term disability.
Drinking.
So I remember,
Drinking and stinking off work for a month.
Well, remember that.
So yeah, what was the rest of that story?
Well, finally asked Rob to play bass, and we get together for the first time in jam. We're jamming at Underground Sound or the Vault or whatever.
Right.
And the first jam just goes so fucking well. And I have this show that I wanted to book with this band Magneta Lane.
Right.
I don't know if you've heard of them. They're from Toronto. They were pretty big at one point. And they became friends of mine through Twitter, like the power of Twitter or whatever.
Oh man, absolutely. It's like a gold mine.
And I was able to get them to go around their manager and come play Local Fuzz for,
Right.
we split the door 4 ways kind of show. But they gave me a discount on their base fee and all that kind of shit. And I was like, I want this to be our comeback. I want this to be our comeback show, or like the debut of the new band.
Right.
You know what I mean? And we started jamming about 2 months before that, and ended up only getting like maybe 4 jams in, but still killed it. Maybe 2 mistakes were made. I think maybe 2 mistakes were
At
made.
the first show.
I
Yeah.
can't remember.
Oh fuck out.
Well,
We sounded
it
great.
just goes to show that you don't always need to be close for so long. Sometimes you just know you got the feel for it, right? I mean, I know I'm compared to a sport, but hockey's the same way. After a while, you just kind of know where to be no matter who you're playing with,
Because
right?
Chemistry is just chemistry.
Yeah.
That's
man.
exactly what I'm
Chemistry
saying.
is
It's
just
pretty much what I'm
chemistry.
alluding to.
You
It
can't.
was like that off the hop with us,
Yeah.
like it pretty much just seemed like as soon as we had jammed that first time and all 3 of us were clicking with each other, we knew that we were fucking
I just want
friends.
to quickly point out, when I first met Rob, you were like, dude, we gotta go to Richmond Tavern. I met this new bass player, man.
Sketchiest place in
I
my
know.
$7 personal pictures.
It was weird. So I think I was driving to the liquor store, and you were coming up, because we used to live in the same building from the previous story, and you came up on the left side, and you're like, hey man, what are you doing tonight? And I'm like, I think I had
No,
some.
we'd already jammed at this point.
No, we'd already jammed, me and you, but
No,
we
the 3 of us had jammed. I think
no,
this was...
no.
Where's the story? Go on.
No,
Wait.
Dummy, let me finish the story, because we had.
Can we start again?
We jammed with I don't. Oh shit.
Sean.
Yeah, Sean.
Okay.
But anyway, so you
Shit,
came up,
Sean.
and
That's his
you were
name,
like,
Shit,
I
Sean.
know.
Is it really?
No, I
You
don't
played
even know.
bass player.
I don't know.
So we went to Richmond later on, and me and you were sitting there drinking, and then he like rolled up on a skateboard, and I was like, ha ha! He's got a fucking skateboard. And I was like, I fucking like this guy immediately. Like I just, he's got his hat and his skateboard. I was like, booyah, this guy's gonna be good.
I remember you looking at me and just like you looked at me and you were like, do you like Strung Out? And Rob just fucking smacks him like, I fucking love Strung Out.
Well, he
And-
doesn't love Strung Out, but he knows of Strung Out, and that's enough.
And then I asked, I was like, Luke, I bet you're a man that's hung like a light switch.
Uh,
Oh yeah,
And I was like,
good ride.
you know me.
And I was like,
Yeah, man.
That's not, for the record, radio listeners, that's not correct.
But yeah, that is how we met, though. I mean, it was kind of a conjunction around the same time. We all met simultaneously, and it kind of just came together. And chemistry is chemistry, right? As I said
Absolutely.
before.
it worked out really
Ryan, how are
well.
the Leafs doing this year? You're a hockey
Oh man! don't even want to talk about it.
fan? Because I
Luke,
thought
shut
I thought
This
they
is
were
where
doing
this is
good.
going.
they won a few games, but just a few. They're still pretty much the bottom of their division. So
I thought
Hey,
this-
well, consistency.
it's gonna be that's the only thing is like we won't stay on this for just one moment. But with the Leafs in specific, I mean they've sucked for a long time, been a fan for a long time, but they've sucked for a long time. I'm not gonna lie. But point being is that they know they're in the rebuild, but this rebuild is going to be a quick 1 to 2 years.
It's a never-ending rebuild.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's a
They keep
hopeless,
they keep extending it.
eternal
Like,
rebuild.
3 or 4 years. Now let's move up to 8 years because you're going to bring these. You got a lot of good prospects. Well, you've had a prospect over the years, so blah blah. It shit happens, and they suck.
I used
so.
to care about sports.
Somebody told me they're like the pancreatic cancer of like the hockey league, and I was
Well,
like, what?
They have the
Jesus.
most money put into them, and they can't
Well,
conjure up a fucking playoff run ever.
Well, the thing is, one of the biggest things is it kills me is even though they suck, they are one of the biggest grossing teams out there. Like
That's what I'm
financially, like ACC, like the whole Maple Leaf Gardens Entertainment just.
It's huge, eh?
Yeah.
It done so well. I mean, and they're putting money into it, but not enough. I mean, it's the same. There's been a lot of sports teams, but anyways, so. Yeah, it did happen, but yeah, the Leafs are sucking like normal, so there's no change. Chances of making the playoffs are pretty slim to none. So
Yeah.
all right, so
Let's get off this topic.
we'll get to
Sorry,
the new song here in just 1 second, and this is coming off a mixtape, and you guys are doing a show for it next Friday.
Yeah, next
so
Friday.
the 12th,
Call the office.
Call the office,
and
man.
it's
It's for London Fuse's variety show. We're playing with Frankie and Jimmy, a girl named Carly Thomas, and also a girl who does a project called Shh. Yeah. So it'll be pretty fun. It's the variety show aspect of it is my favorite.
It's really cool.
No,
One
side note.
giant-
Side note. There's actually a Miles Davis album named Silence.
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
Getting it.
Oh, I was gonna say it's gonna be some like weird art rock show party. As I know, the person who's throwing it though has a good variety in music taste, but as I will say though, it's gonna be an interesting time. I implore anybody to actually come out to this show. I mean, especially yourself if you got the time.
Oh,
man.
no, I'll be there. Like,
yeah,
hell yeah.
It's gonna
Fuck
be
yeah,
very
man.
rock
Thank
and
you.
roll.
You'll
So,
love Frankie and Jimmy. They make their own hot sauce.
oh really?
Yeah,
And it's
straight
fucking
up.
hot. Like, I didn't taste it, but everybody in the audience was sweating.
Oh, really?
Hot cooked me some stir fries and it was good.
We hadn't even played yet, and everybody's just sweating their ass off.
No way. That's